Repti Chip sets new standards for reptile substrates. Made from the highest quality coconut available anywhere in the world, our products allow enthusiasts to provide their reptiles with the necessary humidity and thermoregulation required to allow their animals to thrive. In the world of reptile care, the substrate forms the very foundation of a healthy and vibrant habitat. At Repti Chip, we've taken this essential element and elevated it to unparalleled heights, blending innovation with sustainability to create a product that stands in a league of its own. Our journey began with a simple yet profound motto: all of our products are made by reptile people, for reptile people. Today, we stand as a beacon of quality and trust, embraced by novice and expert reptile enthusiasts alike. From the meticulous selection of raw materials to our veteran-led approach to business, every facet of Repti Chip reflects a deep-rooted commitment to excellence. Discover why Repti Chip is the preferred choice for reptile enthusiasts around the globe. Our foundation is deeply rooted in passion, quality, and community engagement, setting us apart as a unique leader in the industry. Don't be a Reptivich. Be a Repti bro. Visit us now at reptichip.com.
Listen, that's right. Don't be a Repti bitch. Be a Repti bro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 131 of Sneaks and a Fat Man over there. We got a lot of things happening tonight. We got my boy Darren Forth, my old friend from England. He's up at 2 a.m. to do this shit show. So let's make Darren happy, okay? We also got HJS Serpents in the 15 minutes of lame little shindig going on for 2025. Also, just to let some people know, we got a couple of big things dropping on the 13th of February. Okay, one of them I can't really talk about until it drops, but it involves big people in the reptile community, including and being sponsored by Redline. Okay, the other thing is that we are launching Operation Deeds Not Words. It's our disabled vet campaign for the year. We have a goal of $10,000 to hit, and we will be giving all the money that we raise to Camp Freedom in Pennsylvania, and that actually is a place where disabled vets could be pulled out of a clinical setting and put into like a bunch of outdoor things. They take them hunting, they take them fishing. They kind of get back to normal life, even if it's just for a little bit. Okay, so we're launching that at Bob Vu's Southeast Reptile Expo. We're gonna have a booth. You're gonna be able to order shirts right from the booth. We have a custom limited edition Fat Man Nation shirt, basically focusing on veterans. And we hope you guys stop by our table at Bob's show. We're also going to be doing the next Gettysburg show. I believe that's on March 30th or 31st. Then we're also going to be doing the Long Island Reptile Expo, which is going to be at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Long Island. So I hope I get to see you guys come out, buy a shirt, support the vets. Speaking of Redline, all right, this episode is also, excuse me, I can't fucking talk. I just woke up a little bit ago. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of work here at the old Fat Cave. We've been doing the Storyteller series. We've been doing a bunch of other things that we're not going to talk about just yet, but all will be revealed at the Southeast Reptile Show. Anyway, this show is also sponsored by Redline. Okay, they're literally the best reptile shipping company in the game. Don't believe all the hype about people saying they could do it cheaper, and don't believe the hype that FedEx does 90% of the work. Okay, when there's a fucking problem and your $5,000 snake is being delayed at some hub somewhere, knowing who to call is fucking paramount, okay? And do you want some fucking idiot to just basically call the 800 number that you could call yourself? Or do you want somebody that could call the people that'll actually find where your animal is? That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying, okay? Use the code Robin60. You'll get 60% off your first 2 shipments. And use the code FATMAN5. You'll get $5 off each additional shipment at Redline's already discounted prices, okay? Yeah, let's say what's up to the people in the room, okay? Shauna, who do we got inside today? Okay, we got Python Prince. Fucking Blake spent the day with a lot of hot naked women. That's all I'm saying. Go to his Instagram if you want to see what's going on with that. HJS is double dipping tonight. They're in the chat also. My boy Brian, Sky High, what's going on? Everybody make sure you go over to Sky High and subscribe to his page too. Sean Fuller, what's up, brother? Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming. Fucking Luke, my boy. Luke has been looking jacked up over the last 6 months. Go to Lizard Morse on Instagram and check out Luke's journey from little fat fuck to just a massive bodybuilding fucking WWE looking kind of guy. Jessica, what's up, Jessica? How you been doing? Bash Coder, thank you, brother, for coming. I appreciate it. Spent some time with Bash Coder today. He's always an interesting guy. My boy Brian Bodie, who I fucking love to death out in Las Vegas. If you're in Las Vegas, go check out Brian Bodie for quality ball pythons in and out. Okay. Morph Avenue, Mike Duval been showing up everywhere lately. I appreciate that you came here, man. So let's see. Who else do we got? Is that it? No. Brad Inbody. Frontline Reptiles. What's up, Brad? You're new here. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you you stopping by. And let's see, is that no? Oh, Gerald. What's up, Gerald? Is that Gerald Forward Motion or Gerald VIP? Alicia, what's going on? I'm gonna be hanging out with Alicia in 3 weeks at the Southeast Reptile Expo. So, all right. So that's all we got for now. I'm pretty sure all the announcements are over with, right? Well, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to pay a bill, and we're going to get Rich and Sara out here from HJS Serpents. So let's just start this off with a bang, okay, guys?
The ball python industry has never been more complex, but managing your collection, it's about to get a whole lot easier with Clutch. Created by Canova, Clutch is the cloud-based platform designed to streamline your entire collection management. From creating and searching your inventory to visualizing your breeding projects with powerful analytics, Clutch does it all. Track your clutches with a virtual incubator, connect customers with the perfect animal using an amazing waitlist system, and easily print labels for your shows and facility. It's that simple. You already know Canova for exceptional ball pythons. Now they're making ball python management just as exceptional. Visit cltch.io today and make your ball python road easier to navigate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
What's up, guys? It's Justin at Canova. For the past 5 years, 15 Minutes of Lame has become a launch pad for so many new successful breeders and a badge of honor in this industry. It's been so amazing to watch the passion and dedication you guys have and to watch your businesses grow. Just remember, the next me might be you.
15 Minutes of Lame!
That was the wrong way. All right.
That was the wrong way.
Fucking tired. Okay. Look who I got here, everybody. Richard and Sara Debevoise. Debevoise,
We
right?
talked about this. We're not fancy. Debevoise.
Debevoise, Jesus Christ. What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Well, we got you here. Okay.
Yep.
We're going to look. I even forgot to put the little logo right there. Jesus Christ. I suck tonight. You guys kind of know how this works, right? Now,
Yep.
just a quick background. I met Rich and Sara in Gettysburg just a couple of months ago. They were cool as hell. We decided let's get them on 15 minutes. They said yes, and here they are. So I don't really know nothing about these two except that the chick has a really nice smile, and I was surprised that she was with somebody like so hideous like this dude. Like you really traded up with your wife. Okay, so
I'm telling you.
she is backing. She is batting down fucking every day. Just so you know that she's thinking that when she.
Oh, I
wakes up,
know.
right? She's absolutely thinking that. All
That's
right,
why we had kids, so I could track her.
Oh, gee, how many kids you have?
2.
Oh, gross. Okay.
Yeah, but one goes with us to shows. He likes to vend with us.
That's still not even enough. That's, yeah, you still got to feed them. You're right.
Yeah, feed them. That's
anyway,
expensive.
This is just ridiculous. All right, let's start this shit up. Right, put 15 minutes on the clock. All right, HJS Serpents. Where did the name come from?
So when I first started doing this years ago, I was trying to think of a name, couldn't think of anything, and I didn't want to have something that was tchotchke. So we were throwing stuff around, and I came up with HJS, which was the initials for both my kids and her. So I have Hunter, Jackson, Sara, and then just put Serpents because I like everything. I like a lot more than just ball pythons.
Well, listen, you just made it gay. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Asshole
All right.
I am.
Yeah, and you guys have been doing this for a bit, right? How long have you been doing
So
it?
I started doing it originally 2013 to about 2018.
Mhm.
And when we moved, we couldn't take our animals with us. So we sold everything off. And almost 2 years ago, we bought a new house. So we got back into it.
Okay. And what are some of the big things that you're working on? Because if you just got back into it 2 years ago, you knew it was kind of a shit time, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, when I was doing it before, everybody said, "Oh, it's crashing, it's going down." If you just evolve with it, I think you'll be fine.
Well, that's what people don't even remember, right? Like you probably saw a crash in 2012 to 2018, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
But
yeah,
there again, in that crash, I couldn't keep animals. I would produce them the second they were ready, gone in 2 weeks.
right. And everybody was saying we're in a crash right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and basically they're saying that now, but you just told me this week you sold 90% of your animals for sale.
Yeah. Yeah. I sold almost everything past week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay. So there's not really a crash. Animals are selling. Were these pet quality animals, or were they?
Most of what we had left was pet quality animals. This coming season and the following season, it is when a lot of our more higher end stuff will be coming out.
Oh, so it's a growing year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You realize everybody says that, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, it happens.
Yeah. Everybody says that.
You have that on them big jobs.
Now, when you came back into this 2 years ago, how much did you put down?
So for the past 2 years, we probably put in 25, maybe 30.
Okay, but that's actually not too bad.
No,
right?
no, not too bad.
And how much of it have you made back?
About 7.
Okay, so you've been working 2 years for about 18 cents an hour.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Totally worth it.
Are you okay with that, Sara?
For now, yeah.
Okay. So, and you guys vent together all the time, right?
Yeah.
99% of the time.
Oh, okay. Except when you're fighting.
No, when she has work.
Yep. So when I'm working.
All right. Now, I already know what Rich does for a day job because he makes sure to tell everybody fucking about how hard he works. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, I took down a tree today with my buddy. You know, I worked really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell my girlfriend. I'm like, you know, everything's twice as hard for me than it is for you. Okay. And I think I'm getting done a remarkable amount of things. Okay. And that's basically how Rich does. The first time I met Rich, he was like, hey, what's up? I'm a linesman. All right.
I ain't no
Like-
linesman. I just
Sara,
put
what do
wires
you-
together.
Sarah, what do you do?
I work in retail,
Okay.
customer service, boring stuff.
Okay. And how involved are you in the partnership?
I maintain, clean all the rats. I do a lot, probably 90% of the feeding, just because I'll have a little bit more time in the evening
Mhm.
to get that done. Plus, with the rats, he's allergic to the bedding, so he has an out there.
Yeah. Let me tell you, he's not allergic to the bedding.
Josh,
He just knows that that's like a gross job. All right.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely gross. But if it's feeding our animals for cheaper than we can buy them frozen, I will do the gross job.
Well, and do you sell to outside people too?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. And what do you produce as far as rats every week?
well, probably about 80 to 100,
Yeah.
give or take.
Okay. All right. And how many snakes do you have right now?
60-ish.
Okay. All right. So it's getting to that point where it's very close to becoming a full-time job.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
Not enough money in it yet. Come on now.
Yeah, no, let me tell you something. There's never going to be enough money in it, okay?
No.
But we'll see what's going on. What's the 5-year plan for HJS?
So I like balls. That's what we got going. But I really love bloods. So we started investing in bloods. We're raising up a bunch of bloods. Eventually, I'm probably going to end up having more bloods than we do ball pythons.
And have you looked at the blood python market lately?
Yeah, but I love bloods. I've always loved bloods.
No, I got you. You're going to be doing like Sumatra and short tails and everything too, in addition.
So we don't have any Sumatrans right now. We do have sunset Borneos. We have regular red bloods, T negative stuff.
Okay. But plus you could just kind of, HJS Serpents kind of just encompasses.
Exactly. That's why I named it Serpents back then instead of ball pythons, royal pythons, something like that.
Plus, there's more of a chance for you to get into a national show like Tinley if you have more than just ball pythons.
Exactly.
Because otherwise they'll tell you to get right on the back end of the fucking line. All right, if you just have ball pythons. Now, is the aspiration to do this full time for both of you?
So one thing I thought about and kicked around about was opening up an exotic shop down here. There's nothing around us anymore besides PetSmart.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh,
I just like
all
working with the animals.
All right. Well, I was going to say, how would an exotic shop do by you? Well, like you guys are from like the middle of
it's kind of hard to tell. The people down here do have a lot of reptiles, but there again, a lot of people around here are really cheap.
Right.
I mean, that's everywhere, but when you live in an area like ours that is mostly seasonal, where we have probably 3, 4, 5 times the amount of people here in the summer than we do in the winter.
Right.
It turns into, if you open up in the springtime, you might be doing great, but here comes winter and you got nothing.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's, how are your sales right now online versus shows?
50-50.
Okay. All right. That's actually not bad at all. You know, to have 50-50 on both. How are you marketing on Morph Market? Are you just slapping animals up there and hoping that people go to them and find them?
Normally, what I do is I'll post all the animals, and then we'll vend shows, do stuff like that. And then if I have a couple extra snakes, I'll throw them up on like Instagram or something, try and push them that way. But I haven't been super attentive with that lately.
Okay. All right. Well, that's we're having this thing that we got going on in February. It actually is going to stress the importance of social media, Instagram, everything like that. So, so I expect to see you guys there. Okay.
Of course.
All right. Let's hit some sponsors right away. And I don't know how you're going to do on this. I'm a little bit worried. I got to be honest. With
You already know. Come on.
All right. All right. All right. Do you guys use Repti Chip?
No, but we used to.
That doesn't matter. That makes it worse, actually. All right. JT gives you a big old fuck you. Okay. When you guys ship, do you ship with Redline?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you'd be okay with that one. Robin does not give you a fuck you. Okay. Have you ever been to a Herps exotic reptile show?
No.
Yeah. I understand. You're far away.
Yeah.
Sean still gives you a big old fuck you. Okay. Have you ever bought something from Recoil Reptiles?
No.
Fuck. Alan gives you a fuck you too, man. All right. Do you have one rack in there? And I'm hoping, because I see that incubator, is that from Sea Serpents?
It is.
The incubator is, yep.
All right. Chris does not give you a fuck you. Now, when you shed test your stupid ball pythons, do you use Charlie?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Only Charlie?
Only Charlie.
Charlie does not give you a big old fuck you. Have you ever bought anything from Canova?
A calendar.
Calendar. Justin right now is shaking his head, being like, you cheap Amish looking motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Justin gives you a big old fuck you. Now, I already know he's going to give you the double fuck you, because if you just bought a calendar, you probably don't use clutch.
No.
Husbandry Pro.
Listen, it doesn't suck. Okay. It does not suck.
I used to use ReptiScan when it first came out.
So did I. That was the shit, right?
Yeah.
It was the shit.
I still have my legacy account.
So do I. That was the first the QR code, the first QR code using organization system. So that's actually funny. Now, have you tried to sell anything on Show Me Marketplace?
Yeah.
I do have a Show Me account. Haven't sold anything on there though.
Okay, but regardless, Mickey does not give you a fuck you. So that kind of makes it, kind of even Steven for you guys. So you guys actually did way better than I thought you would have.
Well, thank you.
And I mean way better. Like, you guys crushed it as far as I'm concerned. Now, next show that you're vending is going to be when? Because now you're kind of out of animals for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Probably not until the fall.
Yeah, probably the fall will probably be the next time we vend. I mean, we'll still go to shows, but we won't be vending.
There's like 3 or 4 in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, so the last one we did was Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
That one's all right if you got pet quality stuff. If you got stuff that's $1,000 plus, you're not going to sell it more than likely, unless you have that one right person.
Right.
But we do Oaks. We try and do Gettysburg. And I was going to try and get up to, what's that other one? I think it's in Reading. Electric something. I forget what it's called, but there's another one up there.
Well, I know there's Hamburg too out there, right?
Yeah, there's Hamburg too.
Have you guys ever vended a national show yet?
No,
not yet.
Is there a plan to?
Maybe eventually. When we got some of our better stuff coming out.
You're not actively chasing the Tinley spot or the
no, not yet.
All right, and now, what do you think is the best part of the hobby?
The animals.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think is the worst part of the hobby?
The toxic
Non-animals?
positivity.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's right. That is very true. Now, this is my last question. I want you guys to think about it because the wrong answer will get you fucked up by me. Okay. Are you guys going to run in the contest at the end of the year for 15 minutes of lame champ?
Yes.
Hell yeah! I already got a notebook with ideas in it.
Oh, yeah? That's
Yeah,
what
man.
you got to do. That's what you got to do. If you watch Charlie started putting out reels in July. Okay. So that's what I want to hear. Plus, now, if you don't run, I could just play that clip and be like, these guys are fucking liars. Don't even
Fucking asshole.
All right. Now, how could people get in touch with you?
So you can either check out our morph market, HJS Serpents, or on Instagram, it's your favorite, HJS_Serpents.
Why do you guys do that? Like, why would you do that?
Because I could.
What? It's so stupid. Okay. It's so fucking stupid, man.
I've never been accused of being smart, brother.
Do you guys have a YouTube or a TikTok or anything like that?
No, not right now.
I've thought about trying to do YouTube, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how it rolls this year.
Yeah, I'd rather see you do a TikTok. I think you have the face for TikTok. It really doesn't matter, okay? Because you guys are done. Now, you guys did very good. Thank you for coming on and checking everything out and competing. And you guys are not going to go to the Bob Vu show, right?
No, unfortunately, we can't make it down.
All right, so then we will definitely see you in Gettysburg. Stop by the table, hang out for a little bit, kind of stuff. Yeah, be with all the cool kids. Make it happen. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. I got to tell you, I'm looking more forward to seeing Sara than you, Rich. But it's all good. Okay. And I'll see you guys at the next Zoom call probably because you guys have been showing up religiously there. So I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you guys probably in a couple of days. But just know I'll be hanging out with you guys in Gettysburg. Okay.
All right, man. Cool.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
for having us out.
Thank you.
HJS Serpents on Instagram. HJS_Serpents on Instagram, everybody. Thanks, Rich and Sara.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Man, they're fucking nice people. I gave them a hard time, but they're definitely two of the better people that we've met over the last year. Listen, I got to pay bills, man. So you're going to be forced to watch another fucking commercial. Just deal with it. All right. And buy something from these guys.
At Recoil Reptiles, we understand your reptiles deserve the best. That's why we create custom CNC reptile enclosures with precision cuts, built to last and designed to showcase your scaly friends in style. With over a decade of experience, we craft enclosures up to 8 feet long, tailored to fit your needs and the needs of your animals. Whether you're a hobbyist or a breeder, we've got you covered with enclosures that are as unique as your reptiles. And we deliver to shows in Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. Recoil Reptiles, custom precision, built for your reptiles, built to last. Visit recoilreptiles.com today to design your perfect enclosure or call 405-999-7175.
All right. Also, if you're down in Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, you got to check out these guys. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about my people over at Herps. On February 1st, they're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas. On March 1st and 2nd, they're going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. On March 8th and 9th, they're going to be in College Station, Texas. Listen, on March 15th and 16th, they're going to be at the Jew capital of Texas, Rosenberg, Texas. And I got to be honest, I'm thinking about going. Okay. I just want to see, do they wear their yarmulkes underneath the cowboy hats, on top of the cowboy hats? I don't know. Okay. I got a long standing history with Jewish people, as my father is half black and half Jewish. So as someone who grew up half black and half Jewish and half Italian, I'm very curious about Rosenberg, Texas, and how reptile shows do that. They're going to be in Slidell on April 5th and 6th. They're going to be in Austin on April 26th and 27th. They're going to be in West Monroe, Louisiana on May 3rd and 4th. And they're going to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma on May 31st and June 1st. All right. So listen, I'm very excited for this guy. Okay. We've been friends for quite a while now. He's like the baddest motherfucker in England. And I just love the guy. All right. And no, it's not Gavin. Okay. It's not Gavin. All right. From Balls to You, which is just a weird name. Okay. It's another guy. My boy, Darren Forth. What's up, brother?
Nothing, dude. How you doing?
Now, listen, you're ball python royalty over there. How long have you been doing this?
Since 1979, I started selling.
1979, and
yeah.
you know I'm going to bring this up. What were a couple of things you were doing before this?
Not a great deal. Still at school.
Well, it's you have like a little bit of a history out there. You were world's strongest man for a little bit.
I qualified for it in 2004, but I broke, snap both cruciate ligaments in my left knee in the first event, but I carried on and won some events after that and all that carry on, qualified for it, but my knee was just shot. I had some major surgery after that, which put me out then.
Well, and funny thing now, your daughter Ashley is also a big time ball python breeder out there, and she recently was doing. I don't think it was World's Strongest Woman, but it was definitely bodybuilding competitions, right?
Yeah, it was Strong Woman. So she won. She won her first beginners competition. Absolutely smashed it to bits. Which I knew she was. I mean, I wasn't gonna enter her unless I know she's gonna have a damn good chance. You know what I mean? But she just smashed it. And then she, so for winning that, then she got a straight entry to Britain's Strongest Woman. And she made a good showing of herself, but she picked up a couple of injuries. She actually broke her toe, dropping one of the events on it.
Right.
But again, still carried on. She did herself proud and does. But now it's my grandson. He's 14. He's just gone 14. But at 11-year-old, he was classed as the world's strongest 11-year-old. And at 12 the other year, he did a 240 kilo silver dollar deadlift at 60 kilos at 12-year-old.
I was watching videos, and this fucking little 12-year-old kid comes up like all jacked up, right? And I was like, holy
strong.
I remember him when he was not jacked up. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, you're pretty much proud of your family, right? You got a good family there, right?
Yeah. Everything. Yeah.
And
our Mason's not like my shadow. You know, he's into bikes, so we're out on alley all the time together. I take him to rugby. We watch rugby. You know, he plays rugby as well. I train him for the strongman. it's great. You know, it's really, really good. Very fortunate.
Yeah, and you guys are a tight knit family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, our Ashley lives over the road. You know,
right.
you know, open our door, you go to her door, sort of thing. And our Nick, who has the grandchildren, she's just round the corner, so it's literally a 2-minute walk.
Right.
So you know, very lucky.
Well, and you guys were the first people that I've seen, at least over in England, where you basically you're one of those families that have reptiles in every room in the house,
Yeah.
right? Like where it just basically looks like you built the house for reptiles. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that, and talk to me about um the reptile market out there in England, because I'm hearing fluctuating things. You know, every week I hear different things about how the market is in England.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing in the world is to complain about every bleeding thing, innit? But,
Yeah.
you know, put some work in, do your shit right. If you've got good quality steaks, are going to sell. It's always the case. I mean, we've been doing it, like I say, 45 years, something. So I've seen, you know, like you said, the dip in such, you know, we've seen that, you know, season
Right.
after, you know, it's like every sort of 5 year, you'll have a crash. It always comes back.
Right.
And if you just keep doing what you're doing, keep your head down, don't sell shit, treat people right, people come back. I mean, we're lucky now that we don't really have to do anything, but just because we've been around so long and we've sold so many snakes to so many people, anything we do, I mean, we use Facebook and WhatsApp and what's the other one? Instagram, not WhatsApp. And that's about all we need to do. Obviously, we've got Morph Market, so we'll show the stuff on Facebook and Instagram and direct them to Morph Market. But we're yeah. I mean, now with the tornadoes, that's changed everything again. So, but the tornadoes, we've got a 5-year waiting list.
Right.
To mainly people in America. Of course, you introduced me to Justin, who were the person we sold them to first. And he's got some gravity now, so he's just next week or two, hopefully, should be hatching, so that'll be exciting. And what else did you want to talk about?
Okay. So Justin actually bought in to the tornado.
Yeah, he was the first person.
That's
I
great.
was very skeptical about who wanted to go to with it.
Right.
I thought it were a big deal, but of course we're in the UK, so you know a big deal over here is $5,000. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It's shit. So you know, like I say, it was too different not to be. And of course, you know, knowing you, I don't know if you remember, I got in touch with you and you put me in touch,
I do remember.
with Justin.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we went from there. You know, and I'll just say now, you know, because a lot of people they know Justin and everything else, but they don't know Justin. And I just, you know, anybody who's out there, he's a top man.
Yeah.
You know him well. He's a good friend of yours. The guy's a top bloke. He's solid. He's not, you know. I mean, we've become friends as we have over the years. So you know, I'll send him jokes.
Right.
All to do with it. You know what I mean? So he's a cool dude. He's a family dude, and you know, yeah, he's great. So yeah, he gave us a lot of good advice on the pricing and stuff. He actually told us to sell it for more than we were going to do. And we ended up settling at less than what he advised because I just thought it was too much for, whatever. I'd rather sell them than have them kept there.
Then
on the
have
shelf.
them sit. Yeah.
It's no good. But as it's worked out, we must have hit the pricing right because, like I say, we've got a waiting list as long as your arm.
Right.
So it's fantastic. And there's other stuff now. We've cut right down on pretty much everything else, just concentrating on the tornadoes because we had a bad do a couple of years ago, and we lost as main breeders, the males, and a couple of females due to a thermostat thing. Just horrendous, mate. I can't even begin to tell you. So that set us right back. I mean, it sounds like I'm talking about it because of the money, but I'm not. I've been doing this since I'm 14-year-old. You know as well as I do. You're not going to make any money in it.
There's no money.
It's your hobby. Yeah. It's your hobby. You know what I mean? Stop pretending it's going to be a business because, it very rarely is.
Right.
And we've done this now, and it is literally like a lottery win. It's been like winning the lottery for us. It's not happened in the last 40 years, and it won't happen in the next 40 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just one of them things, just dead lucky. So it's. I mean, once we get over this year, we should have some nice stuff coming this year, some different stuff. But it really knocked us back. But the interest is there. Everybody goes mad for it. So happy days. And as far as the other stuff,
it's kind of like defined like everything else, right? Like you have these great months, and then you have shit months for 5 in a row. But then you'll have 3 great months that kind of make up for the 5. So you keep doing it, hoping that you'll get that 3 months to keep going all year.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And very rarely does it go all year. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we've been lucky because, I think most people know us, and we've never had a negative comment said about us, or I've never seen one. I've never been made aware of one. So that tells you something in this industry.
Right.
If you do something shit, everybody's wanting to tell everybody about it. You know what it's like. There's very, very few people who'll tell you when you're doing something good, but every man and his dog wants to tell you when you're doing something bad.
Right.
So we've been lucky. So we very rarely have loads of stuff sat on shelves. It's a steady stream throughout the year. It pays for what we do. We don't do anything else. And we've got nice cars. Joe's got horses, motorbikes. I'm not saying, we're like living it large, but it's a living, mate, and we're doing a lot better than most.
Right.
So, and if you can do that when it's like this, then thing. People say recession and all this. I ain't seen it.
Right.
I mean, stuff might be a bit cheaper. Stuff might drop quicker, but it still sells. And it's up to you then to, always be that step in front with your next higher market value. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you see clowns sort of dropping because it's a thing, then, diversify a bit. You can't expect to sell the same snake for 50 years and still make the same money as you did 50 years ago. It's not going to happen. It's
not. Yeah.
So, that's what I say. If you move on, do the right things, and that's the other thing that made me laugh. People sort of, what do you do? Oh, well, we go to shows. Well, how does anybody know what you've got? It's like anything. We could have 1,000 tornadoes in house, worth 20 million quid, but they're not worth a penny if nobody knows about them.
Right. Yeah.
you've got to tell people, man. You've got to show people what you do. You've got to show the animals. And I'm saying this, and we're very slack at it, I'll be honest. But there again, my attitudes have changed a lot. Recently, you know, since I had cancer and everything else. So, you know, you kind of, and you know, such as yourself, mate, I'm sure you had the same things. It's like, well, bollocks to this. I'm gonna, you know, if I want that, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna enjoy that.
You still got to push forward. All right.
Yeah.
So we're like sharks. We don't swim backwards. Okay. So, but speaking of shows out there, you guys have a lot more issues with the PETA people and the animal rights people out there, right? Like we don't have much of that at all here. As far as like our shows.
To be honest, we don't have many shows.
Right. Well, you have like 4 a year, right?
If that, yeah. I mean, I don't go to any of them. And not because of anything else. They're just, you're only going to sell your low-end animals there. And you've got to get them all down there. Of course, it's cold pretty much every day year here. So, you know, you've got the worry of RIs, you've got the worry of picking up mites and blah, 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 you know, with everybody else. And like I said, we're fortunate we don't need to. So why would I do all that and risk the health of my animals if I don't need to do that? If I can sit at home and ship them out, then, you know, it's a no-brainer. I mean, some things like that, you know, I do need to go and support the industry a bit more, you know, because and see people as well. You know, you get to meet people more, and you know, it's. But it used to be great back in the day. You know, it was like everybody were proper, and I don't think you find that many people now that are. You know, everybody wants to bitch about somebody else, or you know, oh look at him, he's doing this, and oh look at them, they're doing that, and it's like, oh, you know, have a look at yourself. You know what I mean? It's but yeah,
well, I do know that there's some drama out there. Also, there's certain people out there that I feel like shouldn't be doing this at all. One in particular, you probably know who I'm talking about. All right, and it's just weird because I remember Ashley last year. I think she was telling me she was going to a show. And she was bringing no animals at all, and she was just bringing like the tongs and the
oh man, it's ridiculous.
The equipment,
absolutely ridiculous
because of the rules that they have, right?
Yeah. So if you're a business, so you're doing everything right, you know, you've got your licenses and everything else, and you're paying all that money, you know, to have all the license, everything. You can't sell your animals there.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Surely you should be looking after the people, you know, the bricks and mortar, as we call them over here, you know, the shops, the reptile shops. So you get penalised. So, you know, I could have my house full of snakes, don't declare them, and I can go to the show and sell as many snakes as I want, and there's no problem. But I can't wear a T-shirt that says D and Joe's Pythons on.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
it's so ridiculous there.
Yeah, but then you have a pet shop. You can't come to show and sell your animals, no matter what. You can come and sell your equipment.
Right.
But you can't. There's no sense to it, mate. There is no sense to it. It is just ridiculous. And I mean, I fell out with a guy a good few years ago, and I got banned, and the committee said I was trying to. He feared for his life and all this lot, as a sort of ushered him out of the door. And that was that. It just came up to us. We're in queue, and what's all this? Hang on a minute. Who are you talking to? he says, "Oh, you can't wear them t-shirts." I said, "All right, man, wind your neck in. We'll take them off." Oh well, this. So anyway, ended up getting a grip of him, and he shit his pants. And best thing was, what was funny, they have security there. They pay security there. So
Right.
he called all this security to come down, and we all stopped at end at table, and he said, "I want him towing out. I want him towing out now." And they looked, and I looked at him, and I just went, "No," and walked away. But what he didn't know, I knew all the security. Most of them were doormen from where my town is, so they all knew me.
Right,
It was
right.
like, we aren't getting paid enough for this. It's like, if you want him out, you'll get him out. So he had to eat humble pie and leave us in. And then we got a letter from IHS saying that our banned for the next 12 months or something ridiculous. And then if that were, but then our Ash got penalised and treated like shit because she was my daughter.
Right, right.
Which, I mean, it's just like, oh man, honestly, it's laughable. I mean, I'm telling you what's happening, and it's laughable. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
I know
I think
that.
Now, like, Gavin's doing a show out.
Workaround was that there's some private shows being put out now, right?
Yeah, like,
and they can't fuck with the private shows, and I think like Gavin put on a private show,
yeah,
and a few other people, but you still have the animal rights people showing up too, and the animal rights people I've heard are shutting down shows and making them move venues the same day.
Well, it's either that, mate, or you get a few lads down and smash them to bits, don't you?
Right. Yeah.
That's always worked for me.
Yes. Well, what do you do when you're driving down the street and the Just Stop Oil people are fucking blocking it?
Oh man, you'd have to, wouldn't you? Yeah, we don't have any of that shit over here, mate.
No.
Over.
Now you guys are in the northern part of England, right?
Yeah, it's Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Okay.
To be honest, we're about slap bang in the middle of the country where we are. A little place called Batley, very small town. It's but it's about halfway. So, but of course, a lot of ours, once you get up into Scotland, it becomes very barren. So,
right.
Most of your sort of, when you talk about England, most of your population's kind of like, and I'm not, knocking Scots at all, but, a lot of it, once you get into islands, that, I mean, it's very, very barren, I mean? It's like, right. So there's no sort of real population as such. So most of your population is down things. So it's balanced bottom heavy, if you know what I mean.
Right. But so like if you were in Game of Thrones, right, you would be like from the north, though, right?
Yeah.
So, now also you guys don't just keep ball pythons.
Well, we do now. I mean, we've had all sorts over the years. I mean, there's a lot of people as well that forget that ball pythons, sort of 25 years ago or something, you couldn't even breed them. There were no captive bred ball pythons.
Yeah, they were the garbage of the industry. Yeah,
I mean, you can breed them, and it wasn't until we started messing about with them in draw systems and stuff that they started, breeding and stuff. But before that, of course, everything were wild caught. So, and ball pythons were just ball pythons. So there were no albinos, nothing like that. So if you wanted a variety of colour, pattern, whatever, then you had to get another species. So then you'd get a boa because you wanted them sort of colours, or you like them sort of patterns. Whereas, we're a bit sort of, I think people take it for granted now because you can do so much with ball pythons.
Right, right.
And it's all easy, and that's all people know. But they don't realise back in the day, I mean, when they started messing up, breeding ball pythons, and then they got the albino ball pythons. Oh, mate, just wow, what's happening here? But prior to that, you had to have everything, and pretty much everything were wild caught. So we used to, we had everything. Bombers, you name it, we've sort of had it. And then we've had blackthroat monitors, Asian water monitors. We've always had dogs. Let's see if I can show you my dogs. I don't know if you better see them. Oh, there's one. Ludo down there. And then Joe's got 2 big horses, which are pride and joy. That's what she likes to do. So, yeah.
And people probably don't know from years ago, but you and Kevin McCurley, you guys were instrumental working with each other on like the microscale project and a couple other things that Kevin kind of shipped over to there. You were his go-to guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin gets a lot of stick through his own fault, I think. He don't do himself any favours. But personally, I love the guy. I used to speak to him a lot. Once you got, I think he's one of them that he was a lot bigger, sort of 10, 15 years ago, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah.
He was one of the big names. Now he's kind of. I don't want to talk bad of him because I like him, but he's almost fizzled out. But I think he's made some poor choices with how he advertises things, how he does things, and it comes across a bit weird somehow. And I just don't think, because he is a bit of a strange dude. Is Kevin? He's not a straight arrow kind of thing, is he? You know what I mean?
Right.
But like I say, I have a lot of time for him.
I actually like him a lot. I think it was a combination of a couple of bad decisions and the new kind of woke cancel culture, thing that worked against him a little bit.
Yeah.
The fact that he's performing surgery on a snake, right on camera. 10 years prior to that was okay, right? But now that every dickhead thinks that they have a voice that should be listened to on the internet. There's just too many of those to fight against. So it's rough.
And that's what I meant by it. He loves his animals, but he should keep some stuff off screen.
Right.
And that's kind of it, innit? You know what I mean? And it's, someone was sort of telling him, I sort of tried to advise him at one point, I said, well, you kind of thought, but how do you tell someone without upsetting them? And I wouldn't ever want to upset him, you know what I mean? So it's hard. And another guy was struggling. I'm hoping he's all right now. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him for quite a few years. But yeah, it's a shame, big shame, because I think his heart's good.
Right.
And I think what he does with them monitors is amazing.
Yeah. Now, did you deal with a lot of other ball python breeders in the States during that time?
Not really. We got stung by. I can't remember what bloody name. Repti Reptiles. We, as Kevin did, to be fair,
Right.
we were getting the microscales from him, me and Kevin. I actually, because everybody thinks, oh, it's Kevin thingy, but I actually bought mine before Kevin bought his, but like 2 weeks apart, if you know what I mean. So we were talking heavily between us, and sort of thing. But yeah, he turned out to be a proper shit, shit. But if I could have found out where he was, I'd come over.
Right. It's it's fucked up. How long has it been since you've been in America?
Oh God. Well, I used to do a lot of bodyguarding out there. I think about just before Twin Towers, actually. I think last time.
Okay. So 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talk about the bodyguarding for a little bit. For you kind of made a living off that for a while too, right?
Yeah, that was good money. Well, at that time, I believe I was the highest paid bodyguard in the world. So I was on $20,000 a week. The guy used to fly me out, everything paid for, business class, top hotels, you name it. Fly me out for 3 weeks at a time, and I'd go 3 times a year. The first time he rang me out blue. I didn't know who he was, because the person who'd introduced or told him about me forgot to tell me that he was going to ring me about anything. So so this guy came on and you've come recommended. I want you to come over. I've got a court case. Blah blah blah. Some things need handling. Will you come? So I said, well, how many do you want? Because you usually take a team over, don't you? And thinking, because he'd already told me he'd 6 armed guards that worked for him all the time. But I don't know. So it's there, but certainly where he was, all that kind of industry were back tied to mafia.
Right.
So pretty much they got a cut out of everything you did, and blah 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 kind of thing, and you had the fingers in a lot of pies.
Right.
So he couldn't trust his men, because the guy that I was going out to see first was mafia.
Right.
So, and what had happened was this, it was stocks and shares. And this guy who I worked for, he'd invest, but you're talking, sort of 30, 40 million a day. And he was trading for Warner Brothers and, people like that.
Right.
So just astronomical money, unbelievable, mate. I mean, he had his private jet. So one of the times I went to Lake Tahoe with him for the weekend. So, like in the morning, I was sunbathing in Los Angeles. And then in the afternoon, I was in Lake Tahoe covered in snow.
Right.
And, the suite alone was $3,500 a night just for me.
Right.
He put $500,000 into the bank, into the casino's account, and took $500,000 in a satchel. Crazy, but a lot of time, mate. To be honest, I didn't have to do much.
Right.
Of sometimes anything at all, and I couldn't understand it. I mean, the first time, don't get me wrong, mate. It's like if I rang you now and said, "Look, you've never met me, you don't know who I am. look, I want you to come over here. I need you to sort some shit out. I'll pay you X amount. Are you going to come and do it?
Right.
On your own. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. You don't know where I am. It's, it's a bit twitchy.
Right.
But, that sort of money, well, a lot of money. I was still working the doors for 30, 40 quid a night then.
Right.
Fighting like hell all night. So, yeah, it was a big opportunity. I went, did what I needed to do. Everything was good. But the beauty of it, I knew the people that had recommended me, he's in the film industries out there, or he used to be, and he did all the big old movies like Back to the Future, Braveheart, stuff like that. So when I went working for him, which were most of the time, I was working on the movie sets with my mate.
Right.
So, I got offered a part in the John Travolta one. Oh, bloody hell, what do they call it? Anyway, it matters not. Same with Pamela Anderson. Worked on VIP. And again, they offered me a part. But it was like I was there for 3 weeks.
Right,
so
right.
I couldn't do it. But, mate, the opportunities I had at that time over there were just ridiculous.
Right.
Swordfish with John Travolta. I got offered a part in there, and he offered me a five grand a month retainership if I wanted to move out there. Not five grand a week. Sorry, not bloody month. 5 grand a week, just to be out there on a retainer. So. But at that time, I'd just opened my first nightclub over here. Things were going well with that.
Right.
Our lass is very family orientated. I am, but Joe's even more so. So it was a big deal. Anyway, we didn't end, but it was that kind of thing. It was just. I love it over there. Love it.
Right. Yeah.
Santa Monica. I finished my days out there happily. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Do you have any plans to come out here again, just on vacation or anything?
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, I'd love to go over and see you and stuff. Go see Justin but I'd also like to take our Mason to Santa Monica and all them places, just because it's so cool over there, and Gold's Gym and all that,
right.
Just crazy stuff,
Well, now, where do you see D and Joe's going over the next 5 years with the ball pythons?
To be honest, mate, it's just gonna blow up with the tornado stuff. As soon as that starts coming out in different morphs and everything else, Justin's, once he gets his going, the price is only going to go up. So
yeah, really, the way it works here is all Justin has to do is do a video on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
By the following week, it'll be 5 times the price.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Yeah, so at the moment, for a visual male tornado, you're $35,000.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money. But like I say, I've a waiting list for at least 5 years for a male.
Right.
If you wanted a male tornado, I've been offered 100 grand.
Right.
In fact, I've been offered it twice. Two, I won't give names, but from states, they offered me $100,000, $50,000 now, and $50,000 when I get the next male tornado if I do it for him. And it's not worth it to me. You know what I mean? It's I stick by my word. If you're on the list, you're on the list, and that's kind of it. I don't ask for any deposits or anything.
Right.
You know, when I've got a snake for you, I'll get in touch. I've got this for you, Chris. Do you want it, mate? Yes or no? If you say, oh no, I ain't got the money now, whatever, no problem, mate. I go to the next person on the list. Oh yeah, definitely. You know,
Right.
I mean, there's people, you know, pestered daily. You know, have you got out yet? Have you got out yet? No, mate. As soon as I have, I'll get in touch with you.
Right.
It's mental. You know, it's crazy how big it is, sort of thing, and how much people are willing to pay for stuff. It's, but I suppose you know, if you look at it, because of what happened to us, that's really knocked it down again. So anybody that has bought into it so far, it couldn't have worked out any better for them, because
Right.
of course now we're producing them when they are.
Right.
So there's nothing being done yet with them. Nothing.
Tell me a little bit about it. Is it recessive? Is it okay? So it's going to take a little bit longer to get them, and then 35 grand a piece. I mean, that's you know, there's not the people that are going to buy that are obviously going to become your competition for the tornado, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what, and there's really no way around that. But you know, the important thing is to keep the project up for as long as possible, right?
Yeah,
So,
well, that's it. I mean, you know, at the moment we're only selling females or hets.
mhm.
You know, that's going to be for at least another 2 years. Just because of you know, when we lost them all. You know, we've still got to get. We haven't got a male visual tornado at the moment,
Right,
which is
right,
crazy, isn't it?
right.
But because we lost them all, so that's what I said. We should now be sort of 2, 3. Well, we should be 3 year on further than what we are, really. We should be laughing. You know, I
Right,
should be,
right.
yeah, Chris, things are great, mate. You know, look at this. You know, why. And it just hasn't been. But I'm not crying about it. It is what it is. There's people in a lot worse situation than I am.
Right, right.
I mean, look at you. At least I've got 2 legs.
That's right, right.
Mind you, neither of them are any good. Like
That's all right. I always tell people, I can do whatever you could do, but I do it a lot slower. Okay.
yeah.
So, so I know it's late over there. I'm not going to keep you all night, but how could people get in touch with you? Because you also had a rack business for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And that still comes up on Instagram too.
Yeah, we stopped. To be honest with you, we couldn't keep up.
Right.
It was so busy. So busy. We were working 18-hour days, 7 days a week. And suppliers, I don't know anybody does business anymore. Nobody's got any. It's all, oh, well, yeah, whatever. Well, let me speak to your boss. No.
Right.
Hey, well, what do you mean? You know, like, nobody seems to care. And I'm trying to keep up. Over here with Habitat for the biggest part of the time. And they couldn't keep up with just thermostats. I were buying everything they could make. I were buying for heat mats and thermostats, and we were just like that all the time. Same with tubs. We used a tub called a rub, really useful product, and they couldn't make enough tubs to supply us to keep us supplied.
Right.
It's like, you know, so which sounds great, and yes, it is. You're making loads of money in your thing, but mate, you're working yourself to death because I'm a bit OCD. If I'm doing something, it has to be right, you know. And I'll spend 6 months. I'll spend 25 grand of my own money developing something, which I did with the racks just before I'll even release one. You know, if it's 100% right and better than anything else out there, then I ain't selling it. Why would I? It's not something I need to do.
Right.
I only started out because I couldn't find a rack that were good enough to what I wanted for my snakes.
Right.
But yeah, it was crazy busy. But I don't understand it because nobody is now. So, I talked to various people that are selling racks and stuff, and nobody seems to be doing much these days.
Right.
Which I'm surprised at. But,
Well, yeah. Well, I know that there's big box places that can just do it cheaper for a cheaper product, right? So most people will go cheaper when they could, especially nowadays, So your Instagram right now is what?
I don't even know. Pretty much, if you put D and Joe's ball pythons into anything, it'll bring us up.
It'll come up, okay? Because the first time I did it, it showed the rack company, and I was like, I don't think they've been doing that. They probably don't even check this account,
No. It must be 10 years since we've done that.
You're right, I know. it was probably when Ashley was doing your social media.
Yeah, blame
so. But yeah,
blame Ashley.
It's great. Now Ashley doesn't do your social media anymore. She runs out of her house, right?
Yeah. She we couldn't have her over all the time because she has a lot of wind problems, so she farts a lot. So it was very hard having her in the house.
Right. That's what she was doing when she was here, just farting all day.
All the time. She killed 2 dogs.
But Darren, thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you staying up. And let's
how long have we known each other? I don't even think.
Dude, I love you for it. I mean, you said yes like right away too. You weren't even like, oh, let me see what I could do. You were just like, yeah, let's do it. And
I do get asked quite a bit, and I'm not meaning anything by it to anybody else, but I don't do anything. I did yours that time. You looked after my daughter. I'll never forget that. You did a lot for our Ashley, and that was a beautiful thing. And you're a beautiful person. So you ever need me, mate, I'm there. If you need me over there, I'll come over there. You only need to ask. It's I love you, man.
Well, before we're both in wheelchairs, I would like to hang out with you. So let's make it a point to get together at some time in the next year or so.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, brother. Well, I got to get out of here. I got to pay some more bills. And thank you so much, man, for hanging out with me.
I'm going to watch our Mason play rugby in about 4 hours. So
that's fucking great. Well, make sure you say hi to Joe for me also. Well. So, but thank you very much. Darren Forthrop from D and Joe's Pythons. Go follow him on Instagram. They're putting out great shit over there in England.
D and Joe's Ball Pythons.
D and Joe's Ball Pythons. Thanks again, Darren. I appreciate you, man.
No problem, mate. Love you too, mate. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy, man. Bye-bye.
I love that fucker. He's like the mountain from Game of Thrones, and you get to fucking talk to the mountain. Okay. And really he's just been a great guy. He's been a great friend for years and years now. So I appreciate the guy. There's a couple of things that we have to get to that we didn't get to yet. Now, what I'm first going to do now is my boy Patrick McKnight. Okay. He was just on a really smart guy and a doctor prior to this show. I want to plug away his ad here. Hold on a second.
Have you been to a reptile show recently? Hundreds of vendors, thousands of animals, and an average of less than 20% of those vendors making any money at all. have you been to Morph Market recently? There are currently over 40,000 ball pythons for sale on the Double M, with many animals staying there for months, sometimes years at a time. In this insanely competitive marketplace, what are you going to do to stand out? I'll tell you what the you're going to do. Aura Reptiles offer premier consultation services on everything from breeding plans to current market trends. Patrick McKnight has been one of the most successful mainstays in the ball python hobby for the past 15 years and can assist you with pairings, marketing plans, and advertising. Be smart enough to know what you don't know. Then learn about it from Aura Reptiles. Check them out on Instagram at Aura Reptiles and get in touch with Patrick McKnight today. Get in the f***ing game.
All right, guys. Just some things I want to talk about a little bit real quick. If you like what you see here, don't be shy. Come join the Patreon. We're working on the new season of Storytellers, which the first episode is coming out on February 20th. So you got to be on a paid member for the Patreon page in order to access those stories. And the first season was great. We had, Justin, Mike Wilbanks, Robin Markland, all these guys that have been doing this for 20 or 30 years, telling stories about 20 or 30 years ago. Okay, so definitely check out the Patreon if you want to do that. You also get access to the celebrity Zoom call. I got to check that this month. It may be either Mike Wilbanks or Ozzy Boyd. So I gotta check on that. The other thing is I really want to push this Operation Deeds Not Words thing because we all have the people in our lives that just talk about doing shit, right? But they don't actually do it. And this is a cause that I believe in as far as the disabled veterans go. And we're putting out a custom T-shirt that just looks so fucking good. I want you guys to pick up a T-shirt and support the disabled vets. We're going to go over to Camp Freedom in July, and they're basically going to take us around. And as a disabled person, not a disabled vet, but as a disabled person, I really want to see the things that they offer. And, they basically told us that we could shoot a bunch of guns and have a little fun and maybe blow some shit up. So I'm definitely interested in doing that. Again, we got this big thing going on, launching February 13th, and that's where I'm going to be doing something with Bash Coder, Redline shipping, and just a bunch of the other heavy hitters on social media. So I'm looking forward to doing that this year. Yeah, we just have a lot of things going on. I'm beginning to go to shows again. We're just kind of working everything out, and I want to get all this done while trying to learn to walk again, because I'm hoping again to walk into Tinley October. Oh shit, I didn't show this. Damn, I've been behind tonight, man. I'm fucking real sorry. Look, contractual obligations forced me to do this. Hold on a second, guys.
Show Me Marketplace is the new online reptile-based selling platform that is both simple and straightforward for both buyers and sellers. More importantly, it was designed specifically for what reptile breeders and keepers have been asking for, a viable alternative for what's currently available in the selling space. No complicated fees, no tiered membership plans. One affordable price gives you access to everything you need, plus unlimited listings from your own Show Me Marketplace store. That's right. More listings, more exposure, and no hidden costs. But that's not all. Sign up today and use code FATMAN-50 at showmereptileshow.com/marketplace and get 50% off your membership. Already a Show Me Show vendor? You'll enjoy an even deeper discount. Building a safe, trusted community is important to us. That's why all sellers go through identity verification to fight fraud and ensure you're working with reputable breeders. It's time to ditch the corporate chaos and get back to what matters. Show Me Marketplace is a true alternative to everything that's out there. So sign up today and join the revolution. Don't be corporate, be punk rock. No matter how old you are. ShowMeReptileShows.com/marketplace.
All right. Wow, there's a big FU on the screen. Don't know how that got there. That must have been Shauna. All right, telling me to go fuck myself. Okay. So let's take that down. All right. Boom. Let's do that. Okay. Let's not fucking bite the hand that feeds you. Okay. Jesus Christ. You can't fucking find anybody good to work for you anymore. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're gonna be at Bob's show, February 14th and 15th. Okay. That's what I'm saying. All right. That's what I'm saying. Bring that comment up again. I'm not gonna read it because I'm trying to behave myself, but handsome blind guy, I don't know how you felt the keys to fucking type that, but that's exactly right. You must have a Braille keyboard. So thank you. I appreciate you, brother. We're going to be at the Southeast Reptile Expo, and hopefully we're going to just be doing the disabled veteran charity thing, but we're going to have a lot of big people just coming down and hanging out with us at the table. I think Charlie from Shed Testing is going to be there. Patrick McKnight's going to be there. Brittany Gobble is going to be there. Ty Park is going to just be hanging out with us. Okay, so these are people that everybody loves, and you know, you want to get a picture with them or whatever, and we're talking to them. Come by the table. Come by and say hello. Don't be one of those dicks that say, "Oh, I didn't want to bother you." Fucking bother us. Fucking, we get to talk to everybody. I'm a crippled, lonely guy, man. Okay. Fucking, so when I go out and I get to meet people, I want to meet as many people as I can. So, speaking of Charlie, go to shedtesting.com. I mean, Charlie's stupid busy right now. He probably doesn't need this show's help, at least according to the show he had prior to this. He's very busy right now. But use the code FATMAN15. You'll get 15% off your shed test with Charlie. So again, Charlie's one of the better guys in the community or in the hobby right now, and he's doing things that basically nobody, at least nobody listening to this show, is able to even do. So everybody go support Charlie. Support all the sponsors here. They're great people. I wouldn't associate with scumbags and degenerates, just so you guys know. So believe me, we vet the people that want to sponsor us, and we make sure that there's no issues with them. You're not going to get any honey scams over here, okay? And that's for all my tech people watching. They know exactly what's been going on with honey. All right. I just want to make sure I played everything because I always feel fucked up if I forget somebody. Well, right over here, look, buy a fucking incubator or a rack from Chris at HJS Serpents. Chris has been around for 20 years. He's still the best fucking most hardworking guy in the hobby. I look forward to seeing Chris at Gettysburg again in March. So go buy a rack or a incubator from Chris. You're not going to be disappointed. But I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to head out now. So tomorrow on Fat Man Live, we're going to have Catherine Brown, the Reptile Whisperer. She's a very attractive female person who happens to keep monitors and monkey tail skinks and all these other crazy rare rainforest type area animals. And she's definitely very cool. She's been a guest on Mike and Jin's show a bunch of times. She's been she's very well known in the monitor community. She's been doing this for 30 plus years, I believe. So come check that out on Fat Man Live. We also may do a regular Zoom call this week. I'm not sure. I'm going to try and do it. We got a lot of prepping to do for the Southeast show, and then a lot more prepping to do Gettysburg and the Long Island show. So I appreciate everybody hanging out, man. Okay, I definitely love you guys, and we're not going to be back in 2 weeks because we're going to be at Bob's show. So we're going to be back on March 1st with Snakes and the Fat Man. But in the meantime, believe me, we're doing a bunch of other shows that are fucking in your face. Definitely check out Rise of the Machines. It's in the video section on YouTube. That's the podcast I do every week with or every month with Bionic Benny, who's also a killer person in the industry. You know, people could say a lot of things about me, but the bottom line is I'm a nice guy that acts like an asshole. All right. There's a lot of people out there who are assholes that act like nice guys. Okay. And I would like to say that, do you think that the people that associate me with me would associate with me if I was an asshole? Okay. And that should be all the vetting you need. All right. For someone like me. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We're going to be doing a lot more with this year. I'm real excited about it. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. If not at the Zoom call, if not at the Southeast Reptile Expo, if not at Gettysburg, if not at the Long Island Reptile Expo, if not, then right back here again. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.